Welcome all brothers and sisters in the continent and those who are in diaspora. I want to share with you this update. As we know that this day the Sahelian states head of state are meeting in Niamey to discuss and strengthening their joint. So apart from that, now we see the U.S. will remove all its forces and equipment from a small base in Niger this weekend, and fewer than 500 remaining troops will leave a critical drone base in West African countries in August, ahead of a September 15 deadline set in an agreement with the new ruling junta. The American commander there said on Friday. Air Force Major General Kenneth Ekman said in an interview that a number of small teams of 2 to 20 U.S. troops, including special operation forces, have moved to other countries in West Africa. But the bulk of the force will go to Europe, at least initially. Niger's ousted of American troops of American troops following a coup last year has broad ramifications for the U.S. because it is forcing troops to abandon the critical drone bases that were used for counterterrorism mission in the Sahel, a vast region south of the Sahara Desert where groups linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State group operate. Ekman and other U.S. military leaders have said that other West African nations want to work with the U.S. and may be open to an expanded American presence. He did not detail the location, but other U.S. officials have appointed in the Ivory Coast and Ghana as example. Ekman, who served as the director of strategy at U.S. African Command, is leading the U.S. military withdraw from the small base at the airport in Niger's capital of Niamey and from the large counterterrorism base in the city of Agadez. He said there will be a ceremony Sunday marking the complete pullout from the air base. Then the final 100 troops and the last C-17 transport aircraft will depart. Under the junta agreement, 2/3 of U.S. troops and equipment must be out of the country by July 26, Ekman said. That deadline, which forced the Pentagon to move quickly, is a key reason why U.S. Africa Command will complete its withdrawal of all 1,000 troops from Niger early. But it also leaves a counterterrorism gap. The U.S. officials are struggling to fill a security threat from extremist group in the Sahel group. One of these groups, Jamal Nusrat al-Islam wa al-Muslimin, known as JNIM, is active in Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger, and is looking to expand into Benin and Togo. This expansion location could be used initially hubs to rest, recuperate, get financial and gather weapons, according to U.S. officials. But the group also had increased the attack there. Niger immensely helped for us as a location because it was in Sahel and it was adjacent to those areas where the threat is mostly concentrated, Ekman said. Now he had the challenge is battling the insurgents while having to get access from outside Niger, which makes it more difficult. He said other coastal West African nations are concerned about the Sahel-based threats and want to talk about how they can partner with American forces. Ekman added that the small teams of U.S. troops moving to other West African nations are not combat forces but advisors, as well as special operation personnel, recovery and intelligence and surveillance forces. Talk with other nations continue, and Ekman some may be interested but not ready to allow in more U.S. troops. One example, he said, is Togo, which is southwest of Niger on the coast. In Togo, what I found is partner that is friendly to U.S., but the right now is resolved on the degree they want to presence of an additional U.S. military personnel there. He said, my assessment was not yet. Speaking to reporters from the Associated Press and Reuters from the U.S. Embassy in Niamey, Ekman said that while portable buildings and vehicles that are no longer useful will be left behind when U.S. troops leave Niger, a lot of Niger equipment will be pulled out. For example, he said 1,800 kilograms generators worth more than $1 million each will be taken out of Agadez. Unlike the withdrawal from Afghanistan, he said the U.S. is not destroying equipment or facilities as it leaves. Our goals is execution, is leave things in as good as state as possible. He said if we went out and left it weaker, or we went out spiteful, or if we destroy things we went, we will be force closing options for future security relation. Niger ruling junta ordered U.S. forces out of the Niger in the wake of last July ouster of the country's democratically elected president by Martini's soldiers. French forces had also been asked to leave as the junta turned to Russian mercenary group Wagner for security assistance. Washington officially designated military takeover as a coup in October, triggering U.S. laws restricting the military support and aid. Ockman said he has been told that there are fewer than 100 Russian troops at the base near Niamey, and that once they are done training Niger troops, they will also leave the country.